Uh, in 2016, the DOJ OIG issued a report on the DOJ's National Security Division's enforcement and administration of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. And the report concluded that there were much needed improvements to NSD's enforcement and administration of FARA, the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Additionally, the report highlights that a number of recommendations have been repeatedly made, this is a quote, over the years in reports by the Government Accountability Office and its predecessor, the General Accounting Office, and by the public interest organizations, and that these recommendations should be seriously considered if the purposes of FARA are to be fully realized, unquote. So my office has I've begun working to draft some legislation that will try to seek some common sense methods to improve transparency and oversight in foreign donations and influencing U.S. policymaking. So the question I had today, I guess for both of you, is whether you'd be willing to commit to working with my office to determine what some of those common sense efforts might be.
Absolutely. This is an important area. I agree with you that there needs to be some reform in this area.
Absolutely. We'd be happy to work with you as well, and we would coordinate with our colleagues at the IG to make sure that our work is complementary with each other.
Thank you very much for that. In the 2016 report, you also state that the number of FARA registrants has fallen in recent years, and I was just curious what you would say the decline is attributable to. Is it, if it's due less to active involvement by foreign governments or issues due to a lack of comprehensive FARA enforcement strategy? What do you think about that?
I don't think we saw evidence that would allow us to include the former. I think part of it was enforcement questions. Part of it was what appeared to be confusion over the scope of FARA versus the Lobbying Disclosure Act, and which applied and where should the registration occur, and the importance of the department making it clear to the public and to potential registrants when they needed to come forward and register.
Another line of questioning, the role of inspectors general involves keeping Congress fully and currently informed about fraud and abuse within federal agencies and programs, and we've discussed a lot of that today. It certainly includes complete and thorough investigations. But we're aware that during the last administration, efforts were taken to deny substantial access to requested information, to review DOJ and agency corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse. And it was based upon a Office of Legal Counsel legal opinion. So the question is, where does that stand today, and have there been necessary actions taken to try to remedy that problem?
So with regard to access, I think, and it should be the case, that the IG Empowerment Act resolved that Congress made clear what I think all of us thought was already clear, right? But maybe if you have to say it twice, people listen, and that we have access to records. I think GAO still has issues, frankly, on some of these. I know we compare notes on these questions, but we have not had an issue since that passed. Hopefully that resolves it. We still think there are steps that could be taken to advance our ability to do oversight, like testimonial subpoena authority, something that was in the bill originally and was taken out in the bill passed by the House, taken out in the last minute in the Senate bill, and then which was ultimately the bill passed by the House. We've been discussing with the chair of this committee and other committees that possibility. And I would say, just generally speaking, in terms of oversight, perhaps one of my biggest concerns is the budget issues. Not having a budget into this fiscal year, not knowing where we're going next fiscal year. We have a very strong return on investment. The total amount of money invested in our office, for example, is 0.33% of our department's budget. So we are a extraordinarily small part of the department's budget, and that's, frankly, where our concern is on oversight going forward.
Just real quickly, in terms of GAO's access, 2 quick points. First, I want to thank the Congress. One of the very first bills this Congress enacted was a bill that underscored GAO's statutory right to access to conduct our work, so that was much appreciated. Secondly, we are dogged and persistent in pursuit of our oversight responsibilities. We by and large get what we need to do the work that we do for the Congress. And so sometimes there are delays at the Department of Justice, but we've been able to work through them.
So there's no current cases where this has negatively impacted your ability to conduct oversight of funds then?
Nothing materially, no.
That's it. We're grateful for your time today. This will conclude today's hearing, and thanks to both of our witnesses for